we have to talk about your big birthday coming up in
Ah,
May. Because you have seen Carla everywhere talking about getting her sexy back. So, where did that come from?
but it was interesting. So I decided, I've been thinking about this 60th birthday. I mean, I'm all about milestone birthdays. So I decided to have a photo shoot of my birthday, and it was one of the stylists who made this shirt for me that said sexy. I'm like, oh my God.
Women maybe in their 80s, 90s or more. And I have heard this from women saying, well, I don't know why my doctor wanted to prescribe me that because I don't have sex. So can you address that as
Oh,
well?
thank you. Because I don't care if you are a nun listening to this conversation, because it is not, it's so funny. I'm a sex doctor. I love talking about sex, and I'm sure we'll get to it later. But here's one case where I actually think that this is my urology hat puts on here. And this isn't about sex, although using these products will make sex not painful, will improve your orgasm, will improve arousal. It's as good as Lady Viagra. Like, this is Lady Viagra, people. Like, this is the best thing ever. But the urinary symptoms are the thing that kills you.
You also talk about doing the next best right kind thing. Can you explain that?
Okay. So the bar is so low right now. Our ability, I say this to my kids all the time. Who's your favorite teacher? And our twins both said Mr. Seeley, who he taught them 3 years ago. And so now they're in middle school. And I'm like, we're going to go back to grade 2 for the favorite? Yes. And I said, why? Because he had a turtle. There's nothing about the literacy or the numeracy or the curriculum. This fella had a turtle. Okay. If I think about my favorite hockey coach, it's because he gave us snacks. If I think about, when you think about your favorite people, it's because they had the capacity to connect.
I'm Sonia Curry, and I'm the author of Fierce Love, a memoir of family, faith, and purpose. And I am currently co-host of a show that's about to come out in July called Raising Fame.
But so yeah, you were an educator. You started
Yes.
Montessori school,
Yes.
and you raised 3 children. You had MBA in your family, your
Yes.
husband, your children, and that is that's such a public life.
Mm-hmm.
And to be in that public spotlight, and then your life as a mother as well, and the things that women go through. Can you talk about those transitions and what that you're in the public eye? What was that like?
Well, they're still real. Like, I can feel it in my stomach when you were asking me a question. And I would think like the first real transition for me was actually my daughter leaving to go to college. She was the last one of 3. And, she was my travel buddy and everything. And it was just like, oh, empty nesting. And so, at the time, my husband, traveled a lot. And so, she was what I had to just be my companion as such. And so, losing her, it was like, okay, what am I going to do now?
When they've done studies looking at the brain in women who have a lot of vasomotor symptoms, there's some what we call increase in white matter. So are there some permanent markers in the brain that women are having vascular changes in the brain because of their hot flashes?
I have heard a lot of things about Ozempic recently.
I think using it for weight loss, specifically for people with comorbidities or for obese, is amazing. Amazing. Obesity is a chronic condition